In this video, we're going to analyze Jonathan McReynolds on the Terrell Show doing the Song Association game. It's going to be so good, so don't go nowhere. I'm sure that 90% of you watching this video right now have seen Terrell with the Terrell Show doing the Song Association game with a lot of phenomenal singers. This episode, he has the award-winning, phenomenal Jonathan McReynolds on his show. And Jonathan is in a league of his own. And you're going to see in about 5 seconds why he's in a league of his own. He is phenomenal. I love his approach to songs. And so I thought it'd be fun to analyze him in the time of quarantine, you know, doing a vocal analysis. So let's get right to it. Jonathan McReynolds coming right up.
I need you now. Lord, I need you now. I need you now. I need you now. Not another second, another hour, another day.
I would have did the same face Terrell just did if I would have heard him sitting that close to me doing that. So what I love about this is that Jonathan doesn't open his mouth up a lot. He's not a big person when he sings most of the time. He said, I need you now. He almost sung through his teeth, now. And so he didn't say now. He said now. So his lips kind of made the W glide phoneme in the word now. I need you now. I need you now. He kept his mouth a little closer together, which almost simplifies the tone and really makes it really raw and really interesting to listen to. I love when people do stuff like that. Not everybody has to be big mouth belly singing. You know, it's okay to sing intimately and sing softly, you know, or sing with lower volume, because you're telling a story a lot of times with your voice with the song, and so you want to make sure that people hear the story. So the story is not a story that you gotta yell about, you know. Sing it soft, why not? And so that ending run he did, I am not going to attempt to do that run for the record. For the record. But that run that he did, he sung in it with an N consonant, an N sound, a nasal sound. So, whatever the run was, I don't know what the run was, but he sung right, That's why he had his mouth a little more like a smile. Not another second. Oh, you know, whatever he did. So he sung through that, and how he placed that run he did, very intentional. It is of utmost importance to have a start and an end to your run. Utmost importance. But Jonathan McReynolds really has a way about placing his runs very intently. He's a musician, so he knows what he hears and he knows how to execute what he hears. He has the hearing and he has the agility. So being a musician of his caliber, clearly he has probably taken a music theory course or some kind of music theory learning has happened in his life. So if you want to know how to do runs, a good place to start maybe is learn music. Learn what a scale is. Learn what, you know, major and minor, what the difference is between those two types of scales. You know, learn the pentatonic scale, you know, understand keys. That'll help you execute music all the more in terms of your runs and make your runs a little more fluid, a little more thought out, you know, when you approach them and when you execute them. Just a little tidbit of information for free. Let's get to the next clip of what he's about to do.
Love, a word that comes and goes. Few people really know what it means to really love somebody.
So notice how he's sitting with the guitar. His torso is pretty straight. His torso is pretty straight. He has to hold the guitar at a certain position. That was not the way to hold a guitar. There's a certain way to hold a guitar. I'm not a guitar player, so I'm not going to try to hold it or kind of position my body. But when you sing with an instrument like that, you have to make sure that your torso, your breathing apparatus is as level and as straight as it can be, or just make sure you're comfortable so you can still breathe and sing. Whatever way makes you comfortable to breathe and sing while playing the guitar or whatever, or what have you, just make sure your body is in that position each time you sing with that instrument and you sing and play at the same time. Because you don't want to compromise your body for the sake of playing the instrument. Because I see a lot of guitarists who sing, they tend to crouch, you know, and that crouching is cutting off capacity in your lungs to sing. And so I think he's doing a really good job of keeping a strong torso, but still having the movement of his arms to still play the guitar. I don't know why I keep putting my arms like this. This is not how you play a guitar. You clearly am not a guitar player. Let's keep going.
And the tears may fade away. I'm so glad your love will stay.
I'm so glad your love will stay. So everything is still pretty close in the mouth. I'm so glad your love. It's not doing that. I'm so glad your love will stay. And he's using some straight tones. I'm so glad your love will stay. So he's using some straight tones and some breathiness in his approach to execute these songs. He just is really good, y'all. Let's keep going.
Cause I love you.
Cause I love you. Cause instead of cause I love you, cause I love you. And he's still controlling the song to where he wants it. He's not, you know, overdoing it. He's not underdoing it. He's doing exactly the way his artistry and his gifting allows him to do it. And the way he desires to do it. You know, it's really good, really good.
Show me, Jesus.
So in that run, that amazing run, he went from a to a what? I don't know what the run is, I'm sorry y'all. But he went from a to an So he migrated between two nasal consonants, nasal sounds. M is a nasal consonant and N is a nasal consonant, or a nasal sound in the word of IPA. So he went from you can do that kind of stuff. It's very okay. And it's very on purpose to do the kind of stuff. It's very okay and very on purpose. He does a great job at migrating and modifying through his runs the way he wants to. It's really good.
What it really means to love.
And he ended on a straight note. To love. Instead of to love. To love. Okay? You know, on a straight tone, that was really good. Let's keep going, y'all.
They are the best and the worst you've created. Loving and hating and opinionated.
What he's doing here is making sure we hear the words. He's using a lot of glottal onsets and the words you've created. He's really making sure that his consonants and his words are clear, because there's a message in this song that he wants us to get. The song is called People. And so he's talking about people and how people are, the people that God created, the creatures he created. There are different types of people that he's clearly trying to describe in this song. So he's really articulating and make sure we hear every word. Because if you don't articulate and make sure you hear the words, the message of the song is compromised. It's compromised. So more than the riffs and runs and embellishments and the growls, make sure we know what you're saying. Make sure we hear what you're saying. Make sure your consonants are clear. Make sure your words are clear. You open up your mouth. And I'm not saying open up your mouth like this, but just open up your mouth enough to make sure the words are understood, or make sure that your articulators are working in a way that your words are understood. It is of utmost importance, because that's where we understand the meaning and the words behind the song. It's not just a bunch of pretty sounds. It's a message in there. We need to hear it, you know? Let's keep going.
Loners in basements and those congregated.
Do you notice how really articulate he's being as opposed to the other two? They're a little more lax in his articulation, because he was kind of just taking the songs in a moment. And the one song, Love, Kirk Franklin, that's like a classic, so everybody know that song. But this one, this is, you know, something newer. So he's making sure that these words are really heard. I really appreciate that.
Deliver me. Far from the peaceful shore, I was sinking deep in the ocean of thoughts they were thinking. I don't know what validation I was seeking. Deliver me from.
He does a lot of coloring of vibrato. He places it exactly where he wants it. That's control, because a lot of people think they gotta put vibrato on every note. You don't. You really don't, because sometimes that takes away from the melody line, or takes away from the aesthetic of the song, if you will. So in that whole stanza that we just heard, he did vibrato one time. Everything else was straight tone. That's how he likes to sing. I love it. It's really good. Let's keep going.
people, people. When you
So instead of people, he instead of putting the L on there, the L is either very minute or it's non-existent. I'm hearing people, people. So people, people, people. Instead of people, people. You hear how different that sounds? And then the second P is softer than the first P. Let's keep going, y'all. Let's keep going.
You said you could heal me from anything. Did you mean people? People, deliver me.
He got loud right there. Deliver me. He got loud and pulled back. Getting loud and decrescendoing is hard to do. Control. He has it. It takes control. Really good. Keep going.
Cause I can't point them out.
He's bigger again.
I won't say their names.
This is kind of the drive.
I don't know the damage or which one to blame.
He wants to hear what he's saying.
People, deliver me.
There is also a sense, when he gets louder, there's a sense of a little twang. Deliver me. There's a little narrowing of the throat, a little twang going on in there. When he gets higher, when he gets louder, it's really good. That's a good way to sing high and sustain and not hurt yourself, is putting a little twang in there. Another tidbit for free. Child, don't listen to me. Let's keep going.
From people, people, people. Sing it with me. People, heal me from people, people, oh, people, people, crazy people.
That's a fact. Great
trolling people,
trolling,
lying people,
lying,
self-righteous people, entitled people, oh, people. People, but please forgive me when I'm one of those people.
That's a fact, Jack. Forgive me when I do that stuff.
People, deliver me.
Yes. So at the end, he brought it back. Deliver me. Deliver me. And he brought back even more to get back to that quiet Jonathan McReynolds that we all love. This is a beautiful song. He did wonderful on this game. I didn't doubt for 1 second he wouldn't do good. So what else did you hear Jonathan do in his vocal technique? What didn't you hear? What did you want to hear more of? Or tell me anything. Now before you click off, hit subscribe down below and hit the alert button next to it so you know when the next video is posted. Be vocally bold, vocally creative, vocally aware, but most of all, above everything that you do with this thing, be vocally you, y'all. Wash your hands, stay home, let's flatten this curve, and I will see you next time.